Hello, welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2 A Rank Guide, and we are on Eggman, the second mech character. Now, he's pretty much just Tails with an extra upgrade and better levels. So personally, I don't find Tails' levels that fun. Eggman levels, 3 or 4 of them are actually really fun. And they're all mech levels, they're no cart levels, so it probably will be a longer guide. But also, a lot of stuff I've said in Tails' levels will apply here, such as targeting onto a bunch of enemies, and, just remembering to go for these specific points, and these you can skip because, it won't give you too much. Also, these point requirements will be a bit higher, usually, so you probably should get a little bit better at aiming. And, yeah, there's nothing too much I really have to cover, so, let's go. So you're only going to need one upgrade due to it being the Mystic Melody, same as Tails. And it is also in a sand stage, ocean, same thing. Right near the start, like literally the first spinning platform, you'll just be able to jump across and grab the Mystic Melody. It's pretty useful and lets you complete pretty much every chow mission. The only other upgrade you'll maybe want is the armor right here. It will let you take more hits so you don't die, which is pretty important. It will be very useful for the M5s due to, there being more enemies, but you really don't need it that much. So, if you're a pro gamer, let's go without it, unlike me. Okay, Iron Gate is first. Now, if you watch the Tails video, this is very similar to Prison Lane, in the way that it's a sort of small corridor level with not too many enemies usually at once, and yeah, so just like most of the other levels, you just really want to remember where enemies are in case you don't want to get ambushed. You want to target on to get as high as a combo as possible. In this level, besides for the elevator portions, you can't really get many more than maybe 3 or 4 enemies. And when you do make it to the elevator sections, you can jump down, although I don't recommend it because if you're not careful enough when shooting these doors, the little buttons on the corners, you'll fall and die. Also remember that the golden beetle is on this first elevator, and yeah. M2 is pretty much just shooting containers more than rings, and then collecting just straggler rings, because almost every ring in this level comes from containers. So your first rings don't come until after the first checkpoint, where in this room there will be 2 containers where they'll contain 15 rings. Then once you get through the first elevator, then there'll be some containers right after the checkpoint. Make sure you hit those before hitting the checkpoint so you can get the 20 ring bonus instead of just getting a 0 ring bonus. And then you'll be able to collect this ring of rings. And then in this open area, you can hit this 10 ring, and then near the end of it, there will be some more ring containers. And then right after that, you'll drop down one little platform, and you'll be able to get 15 more rings to end the level. M3 requires you to hop up this little area and hit the spring in the open area. Once you go around, you just want to activate the Mystic Melody and climb the platforms to reach the pulley. Once you go from there, you just want to go on the right side, and then and I recommend shooting the enemies because they can be annoying. After using the Mystic Melody, you'll just be able to platform up a bit, and then if you run to the back of the room, there will be a Chow sitting there, with one more enemy guarding it. Okay, this is the 4th time we've made it to M4. As before, it is literally just M1, but on a time limit. Nothing to mention here. I couldn't notice too many differences in M5 besides for this one room near the beginning, and it's pretty much just a few more enemies, along with some of the Tails levels. I couldn't really notice a big change in enemies placement or even behavior. Just remember that especially in the elevator sections, I really don't recommend trying to be a hero and go without the platform, because the enemies will shoot you now, and you're probably not going to make it across. You'll probably have your shots disturbed, and yeah, you'll just sort of fall to your doom. So instead, be smart and just wait. It's fine, you'll get more points easier. I mean, maybe not, but at least you won't die and lose them. And yeah, just continue doing that to the end of the stage and you will be fine. To be honest, Sand Ocean is a boring A rank, boring level, and just boring missions. Probably one of my least favorite Tales mech stages, or really just stages in the game. Also, along with the sinking sand, yeah, you just want to avoid it. I especially wait until you at least get the hover in Lost Colony, because it will be very useful to not fall in. But you don't need it, just like, you know, you don't need it in a normal playthrough because you won't have it. And yeah, the only thing I really recommend remembering is just knowing to shoot as much TNT as you can at once, and knowing where the golden beetle is. To be honest, I don't even know what happened in M2. I just remember collecting every single ring that's on the floor. And also try hitting this balloon up here that will be somewhat near the start of the level. And from there, you just don't want to miss any rings. Of course, there's probably a few you'll miss, like that you can't see, but like anything that you can see in plain sight, just shoot at it. Whether it be a normal ring or a ring container, just go for it. And you should be able to end the stage where the golden beetle is. Now, the challenge Sand Ocean is actually like a one in a kind, where it's like, doesn't require you to have the Mystic Melody. I know, odd. So, just at this spinning platform before this, like, that's right before this checkpoint, you just want to jump and hover. Just to make sure you're jumping and hovering, like, before the platform gets to you, because as soon as it makes it there, it's gonna start flying right back. You are not faster than it, so you will most likely fall. And then once you are on it, you want to make sure you shoot all of the metal crates, and then you can jump to safety. It's M4. Don't be a loser. Actually, the first time I played this, I got a really low score compared to M1, and I thought the score requirement went up. So yeah, that was a little bit embarrassing. And then somehow I felt like I did the same thing and I got a better score. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna be real. M5, once again, I didn't spot much of a difference besides for like one or two less platforms that are like spread out. So just make sure you're being a little bit more careful with platforming. And yeah, I really don't know what else to say. I think maybe the enemies at the end are a little bit more hostile. Not completely sure. Still pretty easy. Lost Colony is really just about practicing your shooting, because here you can get some big enemy combos as well as some small ones. A lot of them do come from there being like a lot of collective just small gun beetles, like in this area where the elevator is, and closer to the end there will be, like before the tower section, there will be like diamonds sitting there. So you can practice your shooting there, and also just remember that the buttons you can use are just hiding in the back corner. And really, the only other thing is to remember to always be ready to of the platform and then shoot all the dynamite, because you do that and you just sort of fall and die, so don't do that. And then you just want to remember to be able to start shooting all the enemies, as there's a lot of them, and yeah, there'll be a lot more in the elevator section, but there's really nothing else to say besides for the buttons. The crates around them are slightly positioned different, but nothing too hard. And also the 2 elevators in this section are switched, which one actually goes up and which one doesn't. So weapons bed is pretty much just target test simulator. Really, it'd be okay to beat the first stage, because really the only thing you have to do is shoot all of the targets, get up to about 11, release to get the 2,000 point bonus. And really, besides for that, you just don't want to fall and, just sort of make sure you're getting combos on everything, especially the deactivated gun robots. M2, you pretty much just want to make sure you collect any rings you see, and also a balloon about a third of the way into the level, but also just remember at the beginning that there's some rings in that little container. And then also later on, you can either do one of 2 things. You can either reach 79 rings, hit the checkpoint and hit one of the balloons, or just reach 80 rings and hit one of the balloons. M3, pretty much all you need to do is make it to the last stretch of land with all the robots, then just go to this area with the Mystic Melody, sing it, hop in the portal, and grab the chow. Once again, M4, just make sure you're getting all the points. You can get like slightly less, and just make sure you're not taking too much time trying to shoot everything, but you should still make it within the time limit. M5 pretty much just consists of trying to not die to the extra enemies that have been added, and just remembering that a lot of the gun robots that were broken down before are now not there. But there's enough extra enemies where it makes up a little bit for that, and the point requirement is at the point where it really shouldn't be that hard to get enough. Now, you know how Eternal Engine, Tails' last level, was very painful? Well, Cosmic Wall actually is pretty fun. It had this gimmick where you jump and float, another topic, this level has such a weight requirements, but also they aren't that hard to reach. They have the highest and most difficult heroes. Okay, there's enough ranging when you get to the end. So pretty much, there's just a whole bunch of things. Remember how weapons bed was pretty much target test? This is what it prepares you for. There's a lot of enemies, there's a lot of artificial chaos, and it could be a lot of pain, but you're set up in a way where it's really fun to actually go through. Especially once you reach these little platform moving rides, I don't know, where you just get so many. You want to shoot these little capsules as fast as possible, because I believe, I could be wrong, that for every frame that they're on screen and destroyed, they give you points. So many that you can reach like 100, 130k if you really want to. So yeah, if you can do that, you can pretty much cover already 60,000 points, and the rest of the level should be enough, because there's so many combos. Just make sure that you're using the hover correctly when going up, and make sure you're avoiding the enemies while going down. And on that topic, the rest of the mission should be pretty easy to cover. M2, you just want to grab every ring you see. Once again, from the beginning, just make sure you get the 2 capsules. There's absolutely nothing different when you don't have to do anything different when it comes to like jumping over checkpoints for rings to get another threshold or whatever. Nope, just continue on. And just remember that you have to just go to this pyramid to get the last rings of the level. Just before M2. And you just want to go to this pyramid, sing the Mystic Melody, climb up, and if you can handle the tower sections before it, and to get through all of Eggman and Tails of Ruffles, you'll be fine climbing this tower. M4 is half the point requirement of M1, and you can still get the point requirement of M5, which is more than double M4. Pretty fast. Oh yeah, like, the time is rushing and then just using the capsules. Like, I'm pretty sure the capsules are going to give you enough points for this level. Just run through, just make sure you're shooting everything. As long as everything is destroyed, you'll be fine. So M5 has even more enemies, and despite it having a higher point requirement, making sure you destroy the capsules will make it easy. Like, no joke. Just make sure you have your first power section, or maybe it's the second. You just want to make sure you don't get hit, because I actually did lose, or I did die near the bottom, but about halfway through the level you will get a health hit, and yeah, once you catch just make sure you shoot all the enemies that appear on the rails in front of you. So yeah, I know I sort of shot through the second half of those levels, but compared to the Tails video, there's really nothing too new to cover. Really, it's just a lot of like knowing to shoot a bunch of enemies. Honestly, I recommend either playing Weapons Bed or probably Weapons Bed first and then Iron Gate, because it helps you get a hang of, like, you know, locking on the enemies and knowing when to stop to get your 2,000 point bonus, and then you can start another bonus, or combo for a bonus, just like at the end of Tails' Eternal Engine. So yeah, there's really nothing too much to cover. I'm sorry it's been a while since I uploaded it. My voice started going all out of whack and everything, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. And I actually already have all the footage for Knuckles recorded, so a Knuckles video will be coming soon, trust me. And yeah, we're doing really good progress. So I hope you had a good day, and bye-bye. Okay, this is post me. I just realized that I may have forgotten to say have a good day, so I'm legally required to say that. I hope you have a good day, and if you did enjoy the video, maybe give it a like. If you want to see more, maybe subscribe, you know. And if you think maybe your friends like gaming, you know, there's a little arrow button that says share. Maybe. Just a theory. Okay, goodbye.